Hi, Kenny Harper here, and I wanted to thank you for tuning in to my frequency, for being here in this moment to watch this online training. I'm sharing a lot of information that I've gained over the past several years that has had a dramatic impact on my life, the life of my coworkers, the life of our clients, and many other people. The information that I'm going to share with you today has the power to change your life not only now, but for years to come. So I invite you to pay attention, to really absorb the information that I'm sharing, to take action, implement it in your life. Right now, you are in the performance of your lifetime. It's called your life. Make it count. Go all in. Claim your stage and live your bold vision. All right, so now we're ready to talk about how to multiply your revenue for more profits and freedom. Whether you're a business owner or an entrepreneur or someone who's just getting started, I am inviting you to my realm. I'm glad you've tuned into my frequency because it is my life's mission to inspire and empower entrepreneurs to claim their stage in life, using their unique gifts, following their true passion, and serving a higher purpose. So thank you for tuning in. I'm excited that you're here. First thing I'd like to do is just say, welcome to the stage. And if you could take a deep breath in with me, release. Isn't that nice? If you didn't do it, go ahead and do it. Just take a deep breath in. Too many times we're so busy trying to do so many different things, multitasking and paying attention to social media and all the to-dos that we need to do in our daily lives and our other responsibilities and the bills and yada, yada, yada. We get so wrapped up with that. We don't take the time to just get centered and get clarity and be focused and be in the moment. So I'm asking you right now, make sure that you're tuned in. Stay with me in this moment. Don't multitask. This isn't the time to look at social media. This is not the time to be checking through your emails or doing other things. Pay attention. Stay tuned in. Really be with me in this moment. That is how you're going to gain the most of your time here. And if you have a pen and paper, that's even better. You want to retain as much information as you possibly can. If you halfway hear things or not really absorb them, it's not going to change your life. It's not going to be that beneficial. When you're tuned in with me, it will, and you will be on your way to claim your stage. And stay tuned in. Stay tuned in throughout this whole session. You know that at the end of this session, I do have some free gifts for you. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention through this whole session. You want to make sure that you're actually absorbing the information. You're going to put it to action. You're going to get results from it. It does not do anyone any good to hear information or read it and then do not act upon it. So make sure that you take action. And now I'd like to start off with just using our imagination. You know, everything in life that you ever want starts off by having a vision, by really having clarity of what you want. When you know what you want, you can take the right actions to get it. Most people don't have that clarity. So take a moment to be with me and close your eyes and just imagine. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to use your unique gifts, follow your true passion, and serve a higher purpose? Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to be able to make money anywhere you go, even when you're sleeping? Have you ever stopped to think about how awesome it would be if you had a job that you absolutely loved, and when you woke up in the morning you were excited about it, and you couldn't wait to start doing it, and you realized that you're never really working, you're living your passion? If you had your eyes closed, go ahead and open them up. How cool would that be? You do realize you have the control over your own life, and you can make it anything you want it to be, right? Let's keep going. would you like me to share some strategies on how you can leverage your personal brand to not only just have a good personal brand, but build more business and revenue? Would you like me to share some strategies on how you can increase efficiencies to generate multiple revenue streams and automate them and optimize them? How would you like to know how you can implement these strategies in less time with less money and get better results? Is that even possible? Yes, it is. Wouldn't that be cool? Would you like to do it? Awesome. Well, what you're about to discover are the 5 key steps to amplify your business for more profits and freedom. I'm going to share with you some strategies that I've developed with my partners at Rock My Image that we've used with our clients, we've used on ourselves, and we're continuing to spread with entrepreneurs around the world to help them elevate their beliefs, elevate their business, and elevate their lives. Now you see some people on the screen, and you probably recognize some of these faces. There's Daymond John, Dr. Oz, Oprah Winfrey, Barbara Corcoran. These people are very famous, but they weren't always famous. They're people like everyone else, but they do something that not everyone does. They understood something very early on, that they could build a business from their brand. So let's take Barbara Corcoran. She had this real estate listing that she would put out on a regular basis. And she became known for real estate. When she started becoming known for real estate, she continued to do things to elevate her status. And before you knew it, she wasn't just a realtor, she was Barbara Corcoran. And her personal brand rose up to a different level, giving her the status and ability to live a different lifestyle. Same with Oprah Winfrey. By elevating her personal brand, she has a completely different lifestyle. She has the ability to do different things. And it's not because she's some sort of goddess or anything of that nature. She's a person like everyone else. It's she's understanding how to play the game, how to play the ace card, how that you can not just work a job, but you can build yourself into being a brand that demands excellence. That's the whole idea, the whole concept of rock star professional. If you look at rock star musicians, they're everyday people too, but they had a team around them to help produce them to being somebody. They gave them an image. They gave them a sound. They put that message out there so other people could see it. And they elevated their status so they became seen as rock stars. And that's what we're talking about. And now with the technology that we have today, you have the ability to do this. You have the ability to do this right now. And why should we take action now? When is the best time to plant a tree? It was 20 years ago. Right? You can't start planting trees today if you want results. You got to do it 20 years ago. Because it takes time for a tree to sprout, to grow, to strengthen. Same thing with personal branding. It's going to take time for you to get your identity created, to hone it, to elevate it, to bring it up and really leverage it. Now, if you don't have a system, you're not following a plan, it can take a really long time. However, if you're following a plan, you're following a system, you're following a track record, you can save yourself time, get results quicker. And that's what we're talking about. That's what you were going to be doing. You guys getting this? Does it make sense? All right. Well, you may know who I am. My name is Kenny Harper, and I am partner at the award-winning agency Rock My Image. I'm also a keynote speaker on branding and marketing. author of the book Amplify Your Business. I'm an alumni of the Harvard Faculty Club's Business Expert Forum and on the board of directors for the American Marketing Association. I've had the opportunity to work with small and medium and large global brands from all around the nation in different places that I've worked in marketing and advertising. And that experience has given me a lot of insights on what works, what doesn't work, and how to do things more efficiently and effectively. I have two amazing partners, Jen DeVore Richter and Manny Torres. We all share the same values. We all have our own unique gifts, and we all serve a similar passion. And we got together and we realized that, we could do some things on our own, but when we worked with other people and we started leveraging their talents and their insights, that we could do more together than we could on our own. It's an important part to understand. You can move quickly on your own, but if you want to go further, you need to work with a team. Any successful person has a team. Any celebrity has a team behind them. Any rock star has a team behind them. You need to make sure that you're leveraging a team. You can live your own life, you can claim your own stage, but don't do it completely on your own. Leverage your fellow people that have talents and skills that you may not have or can help provide fresh perspective. Now, before I get into showing you the systems and strategies and start going down the techniques, I'd like to share with you my personal story of how I kind of really come into this whole rock star professional thing. And it starts back when I was a little boy. If you look at the screen, you'll see that there's little pictures of me as a little baby, as a little kid. Also, you can see on the left-hand side, there's a picture of me with long hair. As a little kid, I was very creative, I was very imaginative, and I was really blessed. I had wonderful parents. They were very supportive. But one of the things they didn't give me was a lot of direction on how to apply myself, how to set goals, and really give me kind of a focus on what I wanted to do. So as a kid, I was kind of wandering around a little aimlessly, had some low self-esteem. At 14 years old, my cousin takes me to a Metallica concert. And this concert blew my mind. It was the most incredible thing I'd ever witnessed at that point. There's these guys, they're up on stage, there's flashing lights, booming bass, it's this crowd, this energy. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to live my life. I saw this whole thing of work, a lot of people going to work and doing things that they didn't like and complaining about it, and I didn't really ever want to go into that. Not that I'm against working or putting time and energy to something, but just I think you should really love what you do and be passionate about it. And when it brings you to come alive, I think that's great. Now, can you take a guess what the first career that I tried to pursue after realizing that music was so cool? Can you take a guess? Of course, I tried to become a professional rock star. Now, unlike a rock star professional rock star plays music. But you know what the funny thing is I could play a guitar, I could sing songs, but I didn't have the business knowledge. I didn't have the systems in order to profit from the skills I had as a musician. Also, I didn't have the status developed to build the crowd in order to monetize being a musician playing music. So after several years of trying to play music, I wasn't making the money I needed to. I had to give up that dream. Luckily, someone introduced me to multimedia and marketing, and I went to school for multimedia and marketing, and I graduated, and I started to work in the field. I was working at different advertising agencies and marketing companies, and I started to do a little freelance on the side. Before you know it, it didn't take long for me to hit the ceiling in the agency that I was working for. It was one of the top agencies in my city, and I was a hard worker, so I got raise, ceiling. And then in order for me to make more money, I would either had to move or start my own business. Well, at this point, I had recently bought a house, I had gotten married a few years earlier, and I became a father. So I didn't want to move because my family lived in my hometown and I wanted to stay there. So even that I had a salary, I had vacation, and I had benefits, I took the risk and decided to start my own thing. It was a scary move. I wasn't even sure I could do it. I couldn't comprehend how I was going to be able to make a living doing marketing and web design. I just didn't know how that was going to work. But I said, worst thing that can happen is I try, it doesn't work out, and either I'll learn something to get better at it, or I can always go back to work. So I took the risk and started having some success. So I'm a hard worker, I apply myself in the things I do, and before I knew it, I started running out of time again because I was doing everything in the business. I was working in the business, I was working on the payroll, the admin, the sales, the actual doing the work, the marketing, everything that needed to be done. I was doing it, and before you know it, I was maxed out again. So then I had to try to hire people, and I was getting work that was coming in, and I was paying people out. I was watching my bank account go down. I was working more hours. I didn't have the benefits. I didn't have vacation, and I realized, man, I think I'm doing it wrong. And I realized that I had never really learned that business skill. Once again, that business had kind of hit me. And I didn't have the status that some of the other companies that were out there in the market did, so I was doing things on the cheap. And it was working against me. I was thinking, I could do it for less, and, that's not a good strategy. So it's starting to fail, and I'll never forget one time where my wife was invited to a family function, and this was right after my son was born, and I was so busy with work. It was an important anniversary, and I couldn't even attend. And I was watching my bank account go down, and I felt like a failure. It was a hard moment. I felt ashamed around my family. It's not a fun moment or fun thing to feel. It's not fun to look at your bank account and be stressed out about it. But you know what was really cool? Is luckily I was out and about and I met people, and after having this head pounding, sort of sinking feeling, sort of maybe don't have what it takes sort of feeling, I finally went out and found other people that had some talents and some insights and I could work with to bring my vision to life. And that was a complete changing point. No longer, when I found my partners at Rock My Image, no longer was I on my own, and I had some people to give me some extra insights and help me see some things fresh. And we worked together as a team to do that for each other. And we all benefited from being a part of this team, this collaboration. And we set out for a bolder vision. We set out that we wanted to do bigger and bolder things. And we had the knowledge that we had. Each of the partners had their own business, and we had some success with it, but we also had some challenges. And we knew if we were going to take it to the next level, we needed to change our perspective and our knowledge. So we invested. We invested in going to play at a higher level. We invested to going to events, to trainings, workshops, books, seminars, coaches. We hired coaches. we went through programs and we learned different skills and techniques that helped us to understand how to do the business aspect and how to do the marketing and the sales and everything together, and do it in a way that we're not just building a job, we're building a lifestyle that we really actually love, and we're not working, we're living our passion. Isn't that cool? Isn't that awesome? Here's a really cool thing I'd like to share with you. By elevating my belief system, following the system, and elevating our status, I had the opportunity to speak in front of the Harvard Faculty Club's Business Expert Forum. They even shared my personal story in this book, Thought Leaders. And this is an amazing thing I never would have thought was possible. But when I started applying the things I was learning, putting them into action, take new actions, you're going to get new results. So here's the thing I want you to understand. And if you have a pen and paper, go ahead and write this down. System plus status plus soul equals freedom. That's system plus status plus soul equals freedom. You need a system. You need a system because when you do things systematically, you can get efficiencies, you can start getting momentum, and that's how you can really build a big business. McDonald's doesn't have the greatest hamburgers, but they have one of the best systems for hamburgers, and that's why they were so successful. You need status. You need status because you need to have an audience. People need to know who you are, what you're about, the purpose you serve, and why they should do business with you, so you can attract opportunities. You can attract different things in your life, just like a rock star, just like a celebrity. You need to develop status, and you want soul in your life. You want to have fulfillment in your life. It's not about money. Money can't buy happiness. It's not about having a bunch of material things. Material things can be fun, they can be cool, but it's not going to buy you happiness. It's really having the soul in your life, whatever it is that gives you fulfillment, making sure that's part of what you put into your bold vision, because that will give you true freedom. Does that make sense? Can you really feel that? Are you getting this? Awesome. Well, cool. My bigger reason for why I do what I do is because I have a family. I love my family. I have my work partners. I love my work partners. I love my community. I love to see the world. There's so many different things I'm grateful for, and that's the bigger reason why I do what I do. My, bigger, bolder reason is I have so much blessings and opportunity in my life. I want to inspire and empower others to wake up and see the possibilities that are right in front of you. They're here. If you're not thinking it's possible, you've fallen for a false belief. This is your life right now. You're in the performance of your lifetime. It's called your life. We've got to make it count. We've got to go all in. Claim your stage. Now, let me share with you this. This is the Rockstar Professional's Blueprint. And some of these concepts come from our book, Amplify Your Business. We developed this blueprint as a roadmap that you take in order to do things in the proper order to get the right results. A lot of the times people are bouncing around, chasing strategy over here, tactic over there, goal over here, doing all these different things, being reactionary, and they're not starting with the system, following the directions, and getting the result. Can you imagine trying to put together a stereo randomly, just grabbing screws and little pieces and parts and just putting them together for the sake of it? That's not efficient. You follow the directions, you do it in the proper order, it gets done better, you get better results. Now, here we are at. You guys still awake? You guys still tuned in? You guys ready to take some notes, write things down? Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to share with you 5 keys to multiply your revenue. I'm going to go through this kind of quickly. We don't have a lot of time, so I'll go through these ideas, these concepts, write them down, I'll speak to them, and then I'll also be sharing with you at the end of the presentation how you can get a copy of that blueprint and some additional strategies that you can implement and start getting some immediate results. Does that sound cool? I love helping people, and I love getting those success stories that, wow, those different things that you gave me to do, started doing them, I started seeing different results. That's really cool. So if you have that, definitely share it with me. I want to hear that when you do this. Okay? So number one, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say, I rock. Now it might be silly to start talking to yourself if you're sitting in an office, or if you're at home, or maybe you're just watching something mobily, but I want you to say it out loud. I rock. Go ahead. Some of you didn't say it. Go ahead and say it. Say, I rock. If you really can't say it in your head. I rock. You really need to have that in your belief system, that you are a rock star and you are here to claim your stage. So much of what we achieve in our lives is based on our belief system. What we believe creates our values. Our values shape the actions that we take. The actions that we take turn into habits. The habits that we create shape our reality. And so our reality is really kind of like this. It's the effect of the habits that we've formed. So if we want to have different results and a different reality, we've got to change our beliefs, so we take new actions, so we create new habits, so we have new results. You guys getting this? Excellent. So important. So important. So the first thing you need to do is, number one, introspect yourself. Write this down. Number two, refine your brand. Number three, optimize your system. Number four, create your status. Number five, keep providing value. So let's go ahead and get started with number one, introspect yourself. Sounds a little funny, but it's important. Here's Gary Vee. He is really popular in the marketing space. He says, you have to understand your own personal DNA. You need to know your personal brand and stay true to it. It's Gary Vaynerchuk. And it's introspect yourself. It's really understanding who you are, what you do, how you serve people. If you don't know what you want in life, if you don't know who you are or your skills, you're going to be doing a lot of different things, and they're not going to be helping you get the best out of your life. So 3 things I'm going to point out to you real quick is, number one, your bold vision. You really need to know what you want your life to look like. That's number one. After we wrote the book, Amplify Your Business, I went around and asked people, I said, what is your bold vision? What are you trying to achieve in your life? Guess what the number one answer is? I don't know. Interesting. You have a life, and you have all these other little to-dos and goals, but one of the most important things is what you want your life to be like, and you have no answer for it. Do you have a bold vision? If you don't, it's time to make one, because today we can start. You need a bold vision. What do you want your life to be like? What sort of money do you want to make? What do you want to do with each day that you're awake? What's the thing that excites you? Who are the people that you want to connect with? Do you want to travel? Do you want to live in a certain place? Do you want to have a family? Do you want to have relationships? Do you want to have certain hobbies? What do you want to do? Understand what you ultimately want, what your bold vision is. And make sure it's just not something that you can do, but make it bold, make it big, make it exciting, make it give you passion. When you define a bold vision, it's the first step. Then you can start taking actions that will help you get towards achieving the bold vision. Does that make sense? All right, cool. So then you want to understand your unique gifts. What are your talents? What are the things that you do really well? What are the things you don't do really well? What are the things you like to do? What are the things you don't like to do? When you know this, you can start putting your time and attention to utilizing your unique gifts. And then for the things you don't like doing or you're not good at, you find talent and help to delegate that to and to outsource. Because you don't want to spend your life doing things you're not good at or you don't like. It's not worth it. your why. Why do you do the things you do? What is the bigger drive behind what you do? If you don't really know why you're doing something, chances are you're really not that into it. When you're really tapped into why you're doing something, you get energy, you get drive, you get the fuel you need to power through the challenges, to power through the resistance that sometimes you may have when things aren't going the exact way you want them to. You need to know what your why is, be in full confidence with it, and then let that excel you, to elevate you, to take you to the next level. When you take action today, it's going to help you get to the next level. Make sure that your why is here. Okay? Now here's a picture of Shayna Miller. Shayna Miller, she's in Jacksonville, Florida. In the 1990s, she was an Olympic gymnast, and she won the most gold medals of the time and that a female Olympic gymnast had won. Had an amazing track record in gymnastics. And as she grew up, she couldn't be an Olympic gymnast anymore. She could have gotten a job, but she decided to think bigger, to think bolder, and created a personal brand, Shayna Miller Lifestyle. And she created a brand where she can help women with either fitness, motherhood, or health and nutrition. She even had cancer and took that opportunity to share, if you can call it an opportunity, sometimes you can call your challenges opportunities, to share with other cancer survivors and other people dealing with cancer her story, to offer more inspiration. And now she's leveraging her name and her background for products, and she's created a whole movement, and people get behind her for who she is. She didn't have to win the Olympic gymnasts medals in order to live this bold vision. Any woman could do this. They could create these things. She just happened to do that. That gave her an edge to be able to focus on that and highlight that. And I'm thankful that she was there. I'm thankful that she not only, did the amazing accomplishment back then, but she's taken the courage and had the vision to do something now. And she's inspiring more people now because other people are realizing that they could do similar things. Okay, number 2, refine your brand. So refine your brand. What is a brand? A brand is an accumulation of many different things that provides an essence of who you are, what you do, the purpose you serve. And when you have a strong brand, people know who you are. They can build trust with you. When they build trust with you, that's when they can start doing business with you. That's when opportunities start coming to you. But you need to know what value do you provide and clearly communicate that to other people. Many people, when they ask, hey, what do you do? They give their title. Like, I'm a web designer. I'm a realtor. I'm a banker. That's a title. But that's not what you do. If you can really communicate the true value that you provide, that can be a game changer. As a web designer, I could give an answer that would be much better fitting. I help businesses explain and categorize what they do to their customers so that they can grow their business. That's off the cuff. But that's a much better answer than giving a title. And you could say I do that through web design. You need to know what that is and know how you serve people so you can communicate it clearly so other people know. In Rock My Image, we don't go around and say we're marketers. Maybe we did early on, but we soon realized that was not the best approach. We say, now we help entrepreneurs and business owners who really want to elevate their lives. We help them produce multiple revenue streams, optimize their business, and get more profits by leveraging their unique brand and authority marketing. So it's really understanding the true value. We help people enjoy their lives. That's the true value, not just doing a bunch of marketing stuff. Does that make sense? Can you see how you need to communicate that for yourself? Okay, what does your brand communicate? So, do you have a personal brand? It's a trick question. The answer is yes. Everyone has a personal brand. Not everyone leverages a personal brand, but everyone has one. It's what people think about when they see you or see things that represent you. So what does your brand communicate? What do people think when they see you or they see the things that represent you? Whether it's your picture, how you dress, your clothes, colors that represent you, the fonts that represent you, the messaging that you have, how you communicate. Does it communicate things that elevate you? Does it communicate things that show that you can provide value to people? Does it communicate a message that attracts the right audience? If not, then it might not be serving you. It might be something you need to refine so you start attracting the right people and pulling the audience of people that you can serve so those opportunities come to you. What makes you unique? What is your claim to fame? So we need to know the things that make us unique. If we are the same as everyone else, we will be perceived as a commodity. Commodities, you're going to pay for the cheapest one. What's the difference between this bottled water and that bottled water? Nothing really. Why? If they're both bottled water and they're both filtered or clean, then you probably will buy the cheapest one. Sometimes there might be a taste preference or brand preference, right? You might be really into a certain brand, but typically if it's a commodity, you're going to buy the cheap thing. A lot of businesses or entrepreneurs get stuck in that mindset where they think they'll compete on price. That is a losing strategy. You don't want to do that. You want to differentiate yourself, and when you're different is actually better than being best, because people will remember you, you're going to stick out, and when you can truly communicate your value to the right people, you know who your audience is, then that's how you're going to attract those opportunities for them. You still tuned in with me? You still getting this? Awesome. I'm going to have to speed up a little bit. Well, this is Dan Kennedy. He's got this quote. I really think it's cool. The person who gets paid the most gets paid for who they are, not what they do. Very important concept. Very important concept. You want to have more out of your life, you need to be more. Be times do equals have. Be the person you can be. Do the things that you want to do, that you need to do, and have the results that you want. Okay, so here are 30 rockin' elements of a personal brand. There's the vision, the values, the message, websites, email signatures, communities, benchmarks. Actually, if you go on YouTube, you can probably find my YouTube series where I've highlighted these and more elements of a personal brand if you want to get tuned into them. But, there's a lot of different things you can do. And when you really are consistent among all your different brand elements and you're sharing the message, who you are, how you provide value, what makes you unique, why people should do business with you versus somebody else, that is how you're going to start attracting business. That is how you're going to start really getting opportunities to come to you. Okay, so it takes some energy, it takes some time to do that. Hey, look at this. It's the Rockstar Professionals Blueprint. Right now we're looking at the arm. That little rectangle is highlighting the arm of producing the personal brand. We really think it's an important part. It's the second part in our stage. Do a quick tour on the bottom left. You'll see it's setting the stage. It's really getting the mindset, your vision, your values, things of that nature. And arm number 2, we're producing your personal brand. It's really identifying who you are, what you're about, the elements that represent you, identifying what makes you unique, your claim to fame. Arm number 3 to the top right, it's going to be designing your marketing action plan. It's like really working out your goals, the things you're trying to achieve, the action steps you need to take to achieve them, and how you're going to get there, putting the priorities first, getting the immediate quick results, and then scaling it through time. Section 4, we're going to amplify your business. That's where we really get in there and start talking about optimizing, automating, scaling, bringing things to the next level. And then 5 down at the bottom is rocking your authority. And in this stage, we're continuing to elevate your status to rock your authority, turn you into the celebrity, the rock star professional, so that you are positioned as the authority in your industry. People know you, they come to you for you. You're not competing on price, and you are living your bold vision, the lifestyle that you want. Oh man, that's so cool. It's taken so long to get here and put this together, and I must say, I'm on this track. I'm living it. It really is a lot of fun, and it's just so cool to be doing this. I really hope that you're excited to be here and you're still tuned in. Let me go on to share right now with you Jamie Ross. Now, Jamie Ross, she's a very nice lady, and she had this high-end landscape design company. And one of the challenges that she had is she was communicating that she was a landscape designer. And people were kind of getting her confused with people that may mow lawns or put out some shrubbery. She's a high-end landscape designer, right? So she'd go on and do these $10, $20, $30, $50,000, $100,000 gardens or more. She takes a lot of time really getting intimate with people, doing it on a high scale. And she shared a personal story about, that when she was a kid, her neighborhood would do these community gatherings, and they would have these fruits and vegetables from everybody, and that was part of one of the things that got people together in the neighborhood and created a community. And when she creates landscape and gardens for people, she does it with that in mind. So she's not just doing things for the sake of charging really expensive work. She has this beauty of creating community and this bigger vision that she has behind her efforts. She wasn't communicating that at first, but we helped her to pull that out. She wasn't even realizing the value that she provided. By communicating things at a higher level, she now is able to get better clients, charge more for what she does, and really, work on the projects that mean a lot to her. And that's the important part, is that you have that fulfillment and that you really love what you do. If you're working with the wrong clients, you're doing the wrong jobs, sometimes you can even be doing the thing that you like, but it's not even fun. And we say, don't do that. Be the rockstar professional. Call your own shots. Claim your stage. Do your own thing. Key number 3, optimize your system. So you automate your different actions. This is really straightforward stuff, so I'm going to go through it really quickly. You're going to automate actions in your business. You don't want to be doing everything manually. You can save a lot of time and have a lot of efficiency when you start leveraging automation. Most people aren't even thinking about all the different things they could automate, and when you sit down and realize and make your business systematic, then you can start automating it. And if you really want to scale your business, grow it, have multiple revenue streams, make money in your sleep, that's what you're going to need to do. You also want to track your results, really know your numbers, know what's working, what's not working, be very diligent with it. Some of that can be automated, but paying attention to it and making sure that you're calling the shots based on your numbers is important. As an entrepreneur or business owner, you really need to take ownership of what's working and what's not. I've had people doing advertising with some other company for such a long time, and you would ask them some of the numbers of the results that they would be getting from these campaigns, and sometimes they wouldn't even know. They had no clue. Like, you're spending thousands of dollars every month, and you don't even know what results you're getting? That's pretty insane. But there's people that do that. And we want to make sure that we're tracking our results. And then when you're automating things, you have them systematic, you know what results you can expect. That's when you can really start scaling and growing. You do it in a predictable manner, and you can start really building an empire. It's not building a job, it's about building an empire, building something that gives you that freedom. You can do this, You need to have the vision. You need to have the belief. You definitely need to take the action. Are you going to take the action? Are you going to do it? I hope so. This is your life we're talking about, right? This is Dr. James St. George from St. John's Vein Center. He actually has a company. It's a bigger company. And one of the things that he was doing is he was trying to go for the hard sale right away. He was trying to get people to buy vein services. He does like plague, varicose vein removal and things of that nature. So he was trying to get people to go to his website and schedule a consultation and then do a vein removal surgery. But the problem is a lot of people, when they're poking around online, you have to get their attention quickly, and not everyone wants to make an appointment when they come to your website. But if you have information there for them and you have different ways for people to connect with you, get their information, start that relationship, that is how you can really start growing your audience, providing value, building relationships with people, and ultimately earning business through time, building your own empire. Key number 4, create your status. We talked about earlier how important status is. It is mega important. How important is it? It's mega important. Yeah. It's really important. In all seriousness, status is a thing that's going to differentiate you and give you the edge. The personal brand helps just really make it clear for people to know what you do and how you can help them. But then there's a lot of people that do very similar things. So why choose one over the other? You may do things differently, but so may somebody else. When you have status, that elevates you, gives you the edge, and now you really start attracting the right people, bigger opportunities, playing on higher stages. And one of the things you need to do is start connecting with professionals with the experience that you're looking to have. You see people that are doing things that you want to be doing, you need to connect with them, you need to tune into their frequency, follow them, and you need to have also a marketing action plan. A business action plan too, really. But you want to get your message out there to more people, so when more people know who you are and start coming into your different revenue streams, your different funnels, you can start capitalizing and growing your money and business and profits, freeing up your time, freeing up the things that your other obligations, so you can have your time really to connect with the people that are most important to you. Now, a marketing action plan, you're going to set goals, you're going to define priorities, and then you're going to do things in the right order, so you're going to not be inefficient. You're going to be very efficient and get the results quicker with less stress, and it's going to be a lot easier because you're not guessing, you're not going around, you're following a system. And then you need to take immediate action. I can't tell you how many people I've come across through the years, and I know you've come across them too. You hear this people talk about this thing that they're working on, this big project or this goal that they have, and they've been talking about it for quite some time. And that's all they've been doing about it. They've been talking about it. I think we've all been guilty about that at some time, if we're honest with ourselves. But if we really want to make the dramatic changes in our lives, we can't just think about it. We got to take action. I realized this in my own life after a friend of mine passed away, and it helped me to realize that I was letting fear prevent me from taking some actions, from putting myself out of my comfort zone. If you don't challenge yourself, you're not going to grow with strength. You're not going to get into different results. You got to challenge yourself. You got to get out of your comfort zone if you really want to have different levels of success. When you're challenging yourself, that's how you're going to get stronger. So get out of your comfort zone. Take immediate action. And I've got a lot of different strategies that you can elevate your status. On the left-hand side, 1 through 8 are some different strategies. And there's some different tactics coming here. I can send you a copy of this. It's in the 5th arm of the blueprint, but we're running out of time. But you want some more? I do have one more point to cover, and then, like I said, there's free gifts at the end. I want to make sure that we get all the way to the end, so you're getting those gifts. You still tuned in? Want some more? Number 5? All right, let's do it. So number 5, keep providing value. Keep providing value. That means being consistent. That means having the drive and ambition to continue to take action, even when you're like, that's why you need to be tuned into that why, right? So keep providing value to people. When you serve people, more opportunity comes back to you. That's why, I'm very blessed and very fortunate. I want to help others. I also realize by helping others, more opportunity will come to me as well. Here's Zig Ziglar, famous sales coach. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help other people get what they want. I think that's a great quote. I'm aiming to live my life that way rather than working harder and be focusing on me. I want to focus on other people, and good things are coming to me because I'm serving other people. I have the opportunity to connect with other people, all different backgrounds, different ages, and it's really a blessing to see that I'm providing value, and just seeing how, I can get smiles on people's faces, see the changes in people's lives, get the feedback and the thank yous. That's the thing that really fuels me. So I know that you're tuned into this, that we're on a similar frequency, and when you're helping people out, you get that same feeling. Imagine what it would feel like to be able to get in that day, your perfect day, your perfect day, and you wake up and you're doing the thing you exactly want to do. You have enough money, you don't have to worry about that. Everything's worked out because you're bold enough to follow your dreams and passions and taking the actions to bring them into existence. So another tip is, an important step when you're always providing value, continuing to provide value, is always having an offer. You want to have an offer because you want to continue to provide value to people. If you don't have an offer, then people won't always take the action. And you can't give everything away. Because when you give things away, number one, you need to make a living. And if you don't have money, then you're not going to be able to serve more people. You won't be able to help more people. When you have more money, you can help more people. You can have more freedom and time for yourself. So it's important that you need to make money. And also, you don't want to give things away, because when you give things away, sometimes people don't value them. And then they're not going to really value them and implement them, right? So can you imagine if you had been given a course for free? Maybe you might crack it open. Maybe you might poke around in it. But think if you paid like $5,000 for that course, right? Would you put more time into it? Yes, you would. You would put more time and energy into it. So it actually does a service to charge and have an offer for people, to get people to take action, to ensure that they're buying into the belief, to the value that you're providing. Does that make sense? You guys get this? Now here's Maxine Drake. She's an esthetician, coaching, consulting for spa professionals, and she was, kind of being a coach, and she was doing her own thing, and she had her own clients, but she wanted to take it to the next level. And we worked with her to help refine her personal brand and set up some systems so she could take her show on the road and not just speak to one person at a time, but to be able to do one to many. Because if you create things once and you sell it many times, that's how you can really make things profitable. For people who are tuned in doing one-to-one sort of transactional stuff, that is not going to ever really get you ahead. You need to do things bigger. Create things once, sell it multiple times, do one-to-many. That is one way that you can start really amplifying your business and taking it to the next level. Maxine Drake, she's a great lady, and it's a really good client. Now, let's review this IROC. 5 keys to leverage your brand: introspect yourself, refine your brand, optimize your system, create your status, and keep providing value. Alright, so, will you be my next success? You're tuned in, you're paying attention, you know you're going to get a free gift if you stay to the end. I want to ask you, will you be my next success?